Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. This is Otaku's Showboat. Today is Sunday, January 31st, 2021, the last day of the month. And it has been a few days since we last played this game together on stream. Last time we played was Thursday afternoon. So that means that I've had time to go through and learn a few more things about the game. Just a few more things. In fact, I now have a personal file that I started up yesterday and played through a bit of the game to just a little bit further than what we've gotten to here in our stream save, which has about 6 hours and 2 minutes. This one's 6 hours 48 minutes. Yes, I totally ran the game for the same amount of time I usually stream, or over 2 streams worth in one day. Yeah. That's how I play games. Is that how you play games? That's how I play games. So there's several things that we need to do, that we need to get done here in our stream save. We have our red matrices. We have our blue matrices. We have a lot of the techs for getting where we need to go going forward. We're sort of working on technologies that are going to unlock the actual Dyson Sphere stuff, the beginnings of our Dyson Sphere stuff. Hello, Owen. Yes, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. I did see the comment about that you replied to the KSP thing. I saw that right as I was going live. Today, I need what is colloquially known as a mall, or as Nilaus tends to call it these days, a hub. We need these things. Or this singular thing. I'm just gonna have a look and see the state of my base, because something tells me it's nowhere near where I would actually like it to be in terms of the overall production of stuff. And yeah, just looking at this right now, we are nowhere near the scale we should be at. The first thing I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to go somewhere is a filter. It is right behind me, by the way, pushing this button right here, and then pushing, there's this diamond. There's this diamond here. Push that button. Seriously. Push that button. That shows you the precise names and vein resources of all of the things on the entire planet. And it's here, it shows up even when you're in a normal walking view. That's like step one. And then, if you have the tech, you can, well, when you get to other planets, you'll be able to see the actual resource veins on the other planets as well when the game loads them. Because right now, the game isn't loading this area. Why would I even go to this planet without titanium? It has 12 million silicon. But this planet has both silicon and titanium. Why would I not just go here? It's only got 104,000 coal. Its wind ratio is 70%. So that is part of its downsize over here on this planet, this ice field planet. It's also got 98.5% construction area. So there's very little land that you can't actually build on over here, as opposed to this one, which has also 98.7, Its wind energy ratio is 80%, its solar is 116. My problem with solar... Oh, it's also highly inclined compared to the sun and its rotation. Oh, boy. That is very tilted. Wow, 12 degrees, 49-minute tilt. That's pretty extreme. So you actually do get an entire polar day and an entire polar night up at the top here. That will flip when the planet is on the opposite end of its orbit. So, the thing about the polar stuff, it's still the same mechanics as building anywhere else for solar panels. It's still only going to spend half the time of the orbit lit versus unlit. Unless, of course, it is tidally locked, and this planet is not tidally locked. That's unfortunate that we don't have a tidally locked planet. What that means is that one side of the planet will always face its parent body, in this case, the sun, meaning you could just cover half the planet with solar panels and get all the power, always, when a planet is tidally locked. And then you could do whatever you want on the dark side of the planet for your actual factory. And you'll have half the planet being just power! Potentially. Potentially. That is an option for you. Now, what I'm going to look for here are nearby sources of stone and iron. There's stone and iron right there. That will be my foundations production. Wherever I have, like, really close iron and stone to where I have built stuff. There's also the concept of I just need more steel as well, and I need more stone products. In fact, right now I have one stone miner giving me 2 smelters of stone and 1 smelter of glass. That is pathetic. We need to make some adjustments. Abso-freaking-lutely. Now, with level 1 belts, it would be the equivalent of 12 nodes to fill that belt with ore, and then, of course, you process the ore. So we're going to go with that concept. How is the power situation? 2/3-ish is being used right now. Okay, now I know. This is nowhere near enough on these guys. Also, if I do want to go interplanetary, and just go somewhere, I could do so, right now. I'm pretty sure. And I just need to bring stuff with me. I don't need any other things outside of maybe keeping a storage of these guys. Just keep a storage of this, and as long as I take quite a few stacks of energetic graphite with me, we should be good, because as it turns out, this stuff is just strictly better to use in the mech. It fills the fuel chamber at plus 60% speed. It's still only providing the 6.3 megajoules, but the fuel chamber fills faster. We have researched drone engines. Cool. We have done that thing. So I'll want to take quite a bit of this energetic graphite with me when I do go interplanetary to get some titanium and silicon going. I'm also going to want to bring a whole bunch of other infrastructure with me to do all of the beautiful things. All of the glorious things. Ah, yes, all of this is flowing nicely as well. Okay. First off, there was pretty much no point to moving these guys on the belt. These guys are really only used for these things. Beautiful magnetic coils. And if I provide magnetic coils onto my bus, as well as electronics onto my bus, maybe, at any point. When can I use the hydrogen fuel cell? When I have access to titanium plates. That would be when I could make hydrogen fuel cells. They are significantly better than anything else I have access to at the moment, but I do need to go and mine the stuff. The very first thing I need to do, though, is get stuff automated. I need to automate my stuff. I need a hub. I need a hub to exist. To use them when I can. Yes, I will use them as soon as I can. Start producing them in high values, high numbers. Highest of high numbers. Also, Yes, I know, but we also have... We have 5 that the game gives us. We do have 5 the game just gives us. Why did I decide to do these? I don't know. I really don't know. I also apparently have water up there for whatever reason. Okay. Sure. Fine. Be that way, game. I don't have much room for a hub. I'm just looking around here and seeing, oh hey. There's not a lot of room for things. I will start here. Here. And then one of these. 3, F1. Come on, fingers. You can do it. So we're going to have those. And then we're going to have iron coming in. And what else? What else will I need? Do I not have the stone? I haven't brought the stone. The stone is here. Please, God, bring me the stone as well. Now, some of this is going to be gears. I actually want you to be gears. Okay, you are going to be that. Assembling machines. You are going to be another thing that needs gears. So whatever else needs some gears here. Maybe mining machines? No, I don't need it to be level 1 sorters. Let's see. The smelters will need the bricks. No gears there. No gears there. No gears there. Yeah, I'm thinking the mining machines or the splitters. Or the thermal power stations or the wind turbines. And we already have the belt, the conveyor belts. Funny thing is, I could actually do those. Hold up, those are just those things? Oh my. Yeah, I could just do those up a little bit. Let's go with the mining machine here on this one. And then we're gonna copy that, and that. Excuse me? Oh. I don't have any more assembling machines. That should not go there. The reason being that I'm going to have lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. 3 lines, ultimately. Alright, you are that stuff. I need to actually get iron plate into there. Please tell me I actually have some splitters. I do. Is that the line? Yes, that is. Oh, you actually have enough room there? Good. Ta-da! And then you needed what now? The electronics. And you are going to make just a few stacks. These stack to like 50, okay? They make a lot. They make quite a bit. Quite a bit. And then same thing here. That guy goes there. I'm going to need to extend all of these lines all of the way down. Of course, for all of this, I may actually move these out of the way. In fact, why did I set this up like this? No. You give me those. There. You're gonna be the thermal stations. Give me the thermal stations. Those need stone as well. Let's get the stone in. I will also need to craft a few crates. Oh, it looks like I need more iron. More ingots! More ingots are required. To make more of these guys. Okay, stone. Bricks. These are the actual full-on units. I need you to split off. I think it has to be here. Go up. Yeah. Yep, it can't go down that line. It has to go down this line. Hold shift. Is there enough room? Yes. Then you're going all the way down there. And I have enough room for one more line. Or I would be able to bring one more line. It would need to go over, elevated into here. Which I think I can finagle that. It would need to do something along, these lines. And it would need to come in Whoops. Nah. I did not actually want... Why does it snap by default? I have to redo that whole dang thing. Hi. You can actually go there? Really? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so something along those lines, but it would need to come in, like here. Whatever else. Whatever else. It could either be the glass, or it could be... I don't even know. What even is this line supposed to be? The, oh, it's the thingies. It's the energetic, stuffs. The most energetic of graphite. I keep thinking of... What is it? Pyandon mods. Activated carbon. Or whatever mod. Activated carbon. Activated carbon. That's what I keep thinking of. Activated carbon. Activated carbon. It's energized graphite. That's what it is. Okay. I need a box to be here, and to be here, and to be here. Now, you are making something else. What are you going to make? Probably the wind turbines. If I'm going to have the power generators, I may as well do it like that. Let's see, I think you also need that, and you need... Excuse me, you need those guys. You need those guys, and that, and those... Oh, power. Hi. Have the power. And let's limit that to just a few. Those stacked to 20, and these stacked to 20. I want to have a lot more of these, though. I may rely more on those. On the other planet systems for now. Or the other planets for now. I will take all 33 of those that you have accrued. Thank you kindly for all of that glorious work. I need you, I need you, and then I need you, and you, and you. Oh, I already had one. Interesting that it's not going into both. Well, I guess I'll get mining machines later. Alright then. I would have liked for it to, give it to both. You know, this one looks like it's occasionally giving to both. On each side, but it might have to do with the position of the stuffs. I don't know, it's just not. It's just all going into here. Alright. Fine. Be that way, game. You may be that way. You are allowed. But now that I am producing 14 of these. And 20 plus of those. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move. I'm going to relocate. Now, I set that up to have, like, a bunch of... It really only needs 6. Because I'm going to have 2 exist on these. I have to decide exactly where I'm going to put this array. Let's see, that is 6 that you cover. Now I'm going to delete these guys. And then what's going to happen here is I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. There we go. And then we're gonna have 1, 2, 3. With the belt down the line. And that shall be that. Tesla Tower in the middle. This will go this way. And this will go that way. And then these, once these start going, will just die. And that is a 6 per second. Of 6 per second of production right there. Down this line of the coal. And this, each one consumes 1 per second at max capacity. And it's a little bit more compact. Just by having all of that in that manner. Only available for as long as I have coal. Mind you, let's make this clear. I am running the game on ×1 resource density, not ×infinity resource density, which is an option when you set up the beginning of the game, your map. You can set it to be infinite stuff. Oh. The babies. Hold up. The babies. Just got a picture of the babies. That's both the babies. They're sitting on top of a Christmas tree skirt on a table, a little short coffee table. We have Ollie on top of Dolly there. Their heads together. He's like on her shoulder. They're just sleeping. Sleeping all cuddly. Right there. Okay. Kittens. They have to make an appearance at some point, right? Always. Always gotta have the kittens. You have not made your things yet. Because this is just not. It's just not. It's all going into this. For these, and this stacks to 50. You know what? Here, give me those 20 and keep it at 1, and please God give the gears to this guy. You're still making things. Why are you? How are you? You've got 1. How many do you hold in your internal box? You've got 2. When do you stop? I don't know. I know I need to automate everything. All of the everything. Let's see. So we also need to get crates and sorters. Level 2 sorters. So this will be crates. The Mark 1 storage. It's just the iron ingot and the stone. Whoops. I killed the thingy, not that. This is gonna make the crates quite a lot easier. If we get iron. If we get iron. That's the other thing, is I don't actually have 6 per second of iron. That is a little sad. Yeah. This is not a great iron patch. I'm just gonna complain about that slightly. That is not a good iron patch. This, however, is a pretty good iron patch. Also, I need 4 more oh right, smelters. I need to automate those too. Yeah. We're gonna go up here and we're gonna make sure that you cover 6 and that you... Oh, I need more. I need more mining machines. I may, in fact, actually need more mining machines. Why are you making 10? Why are you storing 10 before going to the next thing? And how many gears are you gonna fill up with before you decide, hey, we're gonna finally start making mining machines? I don't know. What I do know is that I have this machine with gears. Oh hey, it's finally getting gears. There we go. Mining machines. Yay. Yay, mining machines. All the things must be automated. This, though... This is good for automating these. And back here... no, actually, and here... These. Assuming I can do a thing like that, I can do that. Wait, do you not actually have iron? What? Huh. Collide, but... There you go. Power. And you just need those plasma exciters. Which, what I can do to make sure that I maintain a bit of a supply of them is loop my way back. You're kidding me. Well. There we go. Not there. Not there either. Come on, place all these belts. I need these exciters. This is actually something I did not do on my personal save. I did not make the exciters to automate the wireless power towers. So that is new to me. We need our doohickeys outputting into these. I'm going to limit that a lot, and I'm going to limit that to there. And that, as they say, is that. It's pretty nice having this type of a little automation setup. The thing is, I'm going to need a lot more prisms, and I'm going to need a lot more of the everything as we go forward. We're going to need to set up additional bases, most likely along this planet at other locations. Yeah, just the iron is not. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take those. The iron is not necessarily that existent at the moment, as it's getting split down several lines, and we only have like 4 per second rather than 6 coming down this line, which is what we are going to go ahead and fix right now. As for what is going to happen with this once I do fix this, oh yeah, I need to make smelters. I'll be able to make smelters on that production line, and I will be able to make the sorter Mark IIs, because it's just sorter Mark 1 and that little electric motor, but the electric motor is gears, iron, and magnetic coils. They're pretty easy to deal with. Okay, up here I need another doohickey covering 6. You are covering 6. Cool. Now, which way do I want this? Probably this way. Excellent. Now, I will need 6 beautiful smelters smelting. And enough room to place 6 smelters smelting. Whoops. There we go. F1. R. That will be a full throughput belt of the iron plates, so as we all are aware of that. I'm going to use these marked ones that I happen to have on me on the sorters. Just 'cause I can, and 'cause they can move 1.5 on the short distance, and I only need 1 each. Go ahead and power it all up. And there's the iron plates. Now this could just as easily be steel, converting into a third less steel on here, because it's 3 to 1. But we'll worry about that when I set up foundation. What I need to do right now is get this iron plate set up, delivered all the way here. And then as for this, I'll probably convert it into magnets, or I'll delete all this to get better positioning and actually make additional steel out of it. And move it someplace else. Get rid of that. And that. It's in my way. It's in my way of aesthetics. Let's do this. There we go. There's the additional iron. Oh, that's not actually powered anymore. Oh, that would explain a lot, actually. That would be the network 2. Quite possibly. Nope, we're still network 2. Where's network 1? Like, who's the individual thing of power that's not connected onto the grid? I don't know. Or maybe network 1 no longer exists, and we're just network 2. And it didn't rename down to 1 again. I don't know. Okay, you're good. You're filling. You're doing stuff. And you are boxes. Beautiful, glorious boxes. Good. Good. I need smelters. I need smelters smelting. They are those things. Let's hope the curvature doesn't cause some issues on this. The curvature of the planet. Because there can be a little problem sometimes with keeping belt lines close. Alright, so you're iron and brick and electronics and magnetic coils. These guys need power. Speaking of needing power, I need some of these guys to exist. What's taking all this time with you? Oh, these? Really? Oh, it's because it's also going into these, and we're using them for that, and yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. That's fine. And once this fills up with its stack, which I'm going to actually take half of right now, once it finishes, then this one will get its stuff. Okay, and we've got those accruing. I want you to accrue 2 stacks of that, because we happen to need a lot of them. Your mission is going to be these level 2 sorters. We're not going to really think about the storage tanks, even though I could add 1 more input. See, oil extractors would require 2 more inputs, as would oil refineries, because they have the same stuffs, and the chemical plants. So all 3 of these buildings, they all need steel, stone, brick, electronics, and, well, one needs glass, and the other needs the little energy thingies. Oh hey, that one's iron and the glass and the brick. It might be a decent enough idea to do all 4 of these on the same, like, belt line setup hub. Similar to this, just with having steel and the other things instead of so we would replace the magnetic coils on here with steel, and we would add the energetic stuff potentially. I don't know. I might be overdoing it with that type of a setup. Anyway, this one, and we don't have silicon for the solar panels. That's the main limit there. Oh, have I done splitters yet? No, I have not. So this one will be splitters, and it will also feed into the electric motors next door. So this will be splitters, gears, electric motors into Mark II thingies, and Mark 1 thingies. So this will be the sorter Mark 2. These do not need gears. This will be the engine, the electric motor. This will be gears, and this will be splitters. And then we need a storage here, a storage here. I don't think I really want to store sorter ones. I think I'll keep a little bit of them, a few of them. I'll also store excess everything, I guess, at this point. Like, maybe keep a stack of these guys, few stacks of these, and I mean, I want all of the sorters, but they stack pretty high. You can keep one, and you can keep 2 or 3. Alright, this one is iron and electronics. Magnetic units, electronics. Alright, so that means that you have to go all the way down. You have to go all the way down. Thank you for thrusters. Thrusting. You have to go all the way down. This one, though, this does not need to go all the way down, I'm pretty sure. The irony. Oh, the irony. I need more splitters. Oh, irony. I need more splitters to make my splitters. I mean, sorters. Excuse me. I need more sorters. More. More is more splitters. More. Go in there. 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 You are electronics. Okay. That... And... that one. There it goes. Now that's happening. Electric motors. And... ta-da! Sorter Mark II has been automated. It is glorious. I also need that for you, and F5, thank you. That for you, and go in there. And you can go in there, you can go in there, you can go in there. Full. That makes me extremely happy. How many storages do I still have? Probably a few. 12. We'll take the stack. And then I will take that stack. Thanks. Oh, I already had 50. Ha. 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 I've got 62. Here, take those two. I'll take that. Stack 80, 100. I have 100 wind turbines. And I've got 20 mining machines. Yes, I'll take more mining machines. I apparently had 17. I'll take the extra set of mining machines. Now I have 40 of those, and I have now 50 assembling machines on me. I'm gonna place down a storage. Thank you for the level 2 drive. Oh, I can now sail. What excellent timing.
You have received the ability to sail. Double-click the space key to lift off to enter the flight mode. and keep pressing the forward direction.
I'll keep
and
the
space
steel
key
just in
the flight
case.
mode, and you will enter the sailing mode when you reach a certain altitude.
I'm just thinking about, well, what do I truly need to bring with me? I need to bring power, mining, smelting, storage. Power, mining, smelting, storage, and fuel for my mech. And power poles. So as long as I have all of that, all of those things taken care of, I want more sorters, always. Always more sorters. And then that'll only make stuff as I have the iron to do so. Of course, it's only when you actually have enough iron that you can do those things. It may be better, rather than having this set up like on the bus, to have individual setups designed specifically for making those at scale. Both of them, the circuits and the magnetic coil things. What are these actually technically called? Magnetic coils. Okay, good. I got it right. I got it correct. And we'll get to that when we unlock the intra-planetary logistics stations. We will make them. We will make robots, and everything will be completely awesome. Because that will literally change everything. We will no longer need a main bus at that point. And we'll be able to tap into, like, all of the resources all around the planet and just provide stuff, make stuff and provide stuff locally in little isolated factories all over each and every single planet, and just have the... Oh, that's a lot of power. Okay, so before we head off and do our stuff, we're going to make more power. Right, quick. Where is my, or a, source of coal? Hello. Alt. You are a source of coal. How much are you covering? Go away. That's enough. I want you there. And I want you Oh, thank you for the titanium smelting. I want you to be here.
This is a planet without natural titanium veins. Perhaps you can get some by collecting gravel. If you need a massive titanium collection, you need to find a planet rich with titanium veins as soon as possible.
Alright. Power these. Thanks. Then what I'm going to do is pretty much the exact same thing, just... line down there. Notice that that way is a direction towards a pole. Which pole is it? The North Pole. So all of them are getting just a little bit closer together up here as they are all pointing each one towards the pole. So there's a little bit spread at the bottom versus the top. And that means that the loaders, sorters, insert thingies. Excuse me, go there. Have a little bit more work to do, although this is still considering it one grid. It seems. Cool. Give me one that covers 6 there, and that covers 6, most definitely. 7, in fact. And there you go. More power. More glorious satisfaction. Alright. We're going to grab more belt. And then be on our way to find a source of titanium. What am I working on for tech? Why have I not queued these yet? I don't know. I have queued the ray receiver. I have queued that. I need to queue that, and that, and that. Queue is full. I've not queued this one yet. I will need that as well. I have not queued Foundation. I have not made Foundation. I'm sad, but you know what? We'll live without it for now. We'll live without the Foundations. It's fine. It's not actually completely necessary to do the Foundation stuff. It's useful for clearing out some of the water. We actually got fairly lucky that we have 60.6% construction area on this planet. I have seen planets with like 50%, where literally half the planet is water. Yeah, we got on the higher end of that equation. All right. I think all I really need right now is the active stuffs. These guys. Not that many. Thanks. Throw it in there. Even that's probably still a little too much. And, yeah, so now we get to decide, are we going to go to 1 or 4? 1 is the arid, the Gobi world, which has no titanium, so duh, we're not going there. And then there's this one that has all of the titanium and 3.5 mil silicon. It doesn't really have much copper, but that doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, that I don't care about. The other planet has 10 mil copper if I really need it. This planet, it's got a lots of stuff going for it. I like this one. The only thing is the wind energy ratio is 70%. We only have 104,000 coal here, and the solar is 56. So really, this would be a great planet that would highly desire energy from the Dyson Sphere. This really wants Dyson Sphere stuff. We're gonna go there. That is the plan. Let us go. Time to fly. It'll take a little while to get up there, so we need to like aim at the planet. There's a little nav HUD for us, and then it's shift to accelerate. Of course, you are not using fuel to maintain your speed, although you are affected in your speed based off of your orbit that you're in, as well as proximity to other bodies. So that would be why you would slow down or speed up without doing anything, using any fuel. But yeah, this is actually very, very, very realistic. More realistic than it has any right to be honest. It's real good. It's real good. This is real good. W points you towards your cursor. So wherever your little crosshair is, there's this little gray square. When you push W, you go towards that direction. So keep that in mind. If you need to turn, you push W and, like, move your camera the direction you want to move. Because that seems to be how this bot behaves, how it actually moves. And you don't really have a direct I must turn command. And of course, this thing is real far away, so we want to speed up a little bit. Just a little bit. And of course, it's R and Q will rotate you in your orientation. There we go. Shall we go faster? We're already going 936 meters per second. Yes, I am finally spaceborne! Hello, Ave. We need to get, like, another... Oh, apparently 1,000 is as fast as we can go. Apparently that's all we got, is 1,000. Of course, S key to slow down as well. That's very important. Welcome, we are on our way towards silicon and titanium. It's just unfortunate that this planet is so far away from ours in our system. Like, we got a big flight to get there and back, and God help us if I miss. Because, yeah, you can miss. And it's a gravity assist if you miss, and you end up being flung. You are flung. Manually, for now, is how we transport back. For now, it is completely manual. Kaboom! We have landed. Sudden deceleration. Down to 0. Welcome to the frozen wasteland. I like this spot. This is a good spot. I'm gonna do stuff here. This is... yeah. Oh, and there's the coal. Yeah, that's some litho breaking. And there's the source of copper. The singular source of copper and the source of iron is over that way. Yeah, and there's silicon and titanium right there, right near that iron and copper. If I so desire, way up north is the coal. Okay, let's go that way. You can actually use the sail to hop across the planet as well. Let's see, where are my... Where is my equator? There's my equator. Right there. You'll see this says summer zone, and then once you cross the equator, it should switch over to something else, unless it's all summer all the time at the equator, I would imagine. Depending on the position of the orbit. Let's see, what am I looking for? These. This is the line. There's actually fluid. Huh. There is water here. This far away, liquid water. How long there will be liquid water here, I do not know. So yes, this is going to be 70% effective. Oops. 70% effective. We're gonna take a long walk right now on these. A nice long trek, placing down a whole bunch of these. In the words of KOS, a whole bunch of. Let's go. So if you hadn't noticed, the thickest of thick green lines are rather important reference points. They are your 0 for this guy, the equator, and it's your meridian line, your main meridian. That's unfortunate. What's the... How many thingies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Placement would be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They are not connected to each other, so I will need a thingy to connect them. And I'm pretty sure... No, I am not accurate. I am off by 1. So note that how it says need foundation support right there and right there before it's too close. That means I have gone 1 too far. It needs to be placed there. Now this can only be placed here. So that's how I know that it's there. No, this is... Oh, this is a meridian. Ah. I thought I was equatorial. Never mind. Never mind. Well, it's the same big thick green line for the equator, too. I just happened to, move in the wrong direction. Where is the equator? Hold up. Hold up. Where's the big thick green line? There's the equator. There it is. It's here. Hello. This is the equator. And in fact, this exact spot, if I could stand on it, would be 0, 0. This would be the 0, 0. Right here. I was gonna build... Well... Does it really matter? No. No, it doesn't actually matter. This thing is spherical. They're all perfect spheres. They're not supposed to be true perfect spheres, but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. This one is... We are going north here. And eventually you will be able to build this, if I had enough of them, around the entire freaking planet. Beginning to end, it'll be a great big circle. If you wanted to build in circles, well, there you go. You are inherently building in circles. In this game. Everything is circular. I am now in the winter zone. Yes, I am. Now, here's the unfortunate part. Every single one of the things that I have placed are off by 2. Every single one is off by 2. Tier. Single tier. Huh. How much power is this making? Up to 7.5 megawatts. We need more. I'm gonna place a thingy down here. We'll fix it when we fix it. For now, I'm just continuing. Properly this time. Oh, we've only got like... That was only a quarter of the planet. Less, like, or... Yeah. Of the rotation. The total that we need to do, so let's keep going. This is just for my own edification. I could have just placed these really quickly all in a group together, but this is funner. Yes, we get to literally circumnavigate an entire freaking planet of ice and snow. I know none of the exact placement really matters, not with these, but it's just for my own aesthetics. I want it to be perfectly on the pole. And even then, it doesn't actually matter for the solar panels either, unless the planet is in fact actually tidally locked. If the planet is not tidally locked, then it doesn't matter. Is this just cursed? I mean, is it simply cursed? Well, that's unfortunate that it does not evenly divide the distance to meet up with the equator. It is off by 2. Huh. Pretty sure I've been placing min distance the entire time. I mean, it would line up if I kept on the major axes, these thicker green lines. Or semi-major, whatever the heck you want to call them. Surprised I haven't come into any resources blocking me quite yet. There's that one little bit of water, but that was it. We've only got 19 turbines left. We don't have enough to completely circumnavigate. So that's a little sad. The idea is I want to see how much power this will give at the end. I could have done that math beforehand, but oh well. Importantly, no matter where I build on this planet, it'll be a lot easier to get access to the electric grid. Oh. Yeah, it's just cursed no matter what you do. Okay. Sure. Fine. Be that way. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna place that there. We're gonna delete that. We're gonna place that there. We're gonna place that there. We're gonna grab that. Actually, no, I don't even need that. It works! It works! Yeah, we're just gonna do every... This puts it a little bit less dense, but it should keep the distances even by placing on each of these grid lines. And I am now out of items. Just short. We're just short. I'm sure if I actually deleted everything and redid it on each of these lines here, it would actually be enough. Oh well. Oh well, as they say. How much energy do you produce? 21.2 megawatts. A bit of power, which is exactly the amount of power that I need. I need that silicon and that titanium. there we go. That's what we'll tap into. I will want that there. That there. That there. That there. Six. Oof. Oof. That's 6. That's 6. Oh noes. Rotation, please. That's definitely 6. Alright, 6, 6, 6, 6. Really? Exactly. Alright, cool. You are 7, 5, 6, and 6. Okay. The math adds up. And we're gonna build wherever, it doesn't really matter. Going up. You come out. You come out. Go up. Connect. You come out this way. Go up. Connect. And there we go. Just gotta finish placing all this belt. We can give things glorious power. Give a thing to power my mech too, hey. Do that. Do that. Glorious power! So we have 2 belts of 6. That's of each. Meaning we'll need 24 smelters smelting. 24 glorious smelters smelting. Huh. Hello. Thank you for that. You. Titanium ingots. 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Meaning. Oh, why are you... No! Whoops. Now, it's still going to be 6 down the line because it's still going to consume 1 per second. But we only need 1 output. And we can mirror this on this other side. Oh, did I even bring enough? Excuse me. Excuse me? There you go. Like, did I even bring enough sorters? Because that's gonna need... I think I have just enough. I think I've got... just enough. Because this is 24 sorters. And the other one's gonna be 24 sorters, I think. Meaning we have We only need 48, and we have had over 50. Inputs. Of course, I do also need to store these in chests. And I don't know about if I have enough for the chests, but you know, we'll see. We'll find out together. And titanium. Glorious. Beautiful. Titanium. It looks like I have enough. If I need 28 and 3. Yep, that's that. Glorious titanium ingots. Now to do the same thing for the other stuff. For this stuff. You. Break that, and silicon. It is exactly the same. It is 2 to 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gee, I wish we had a copy-paste, like, blueprint function. Because I would just copy this and paste it here. That is exactly what I would do. And change the recipes. Copy and pasting the recipes. Okay, in. This is highly convenient that this planet has both silicon and titanium, just so as we're completely clear on that. This is very, very useful. My personal save, the planet that I tapped into, has 1 patch of silicon on it. 1. And the rest is titanium stuff, primary titanium. And it's a lava world around the planet. Just complete, utter chaos with rivers of lava. And the one that has all of the silicon happens to be a very close by neighbor to my main planet that is also around the gas giant. It is also a moon of the gas giant. And it's an arid world with 100% available coverage. It's pretty nice, but, of course, it doesn't have any titanium on it, which is a bit of an issue. Okay. Now we're gonna store as high as we can, and as much as we can, and we're going to take back with us as much stuff as we can. And clean up the inventory and all that, because titanium equals hydrogen fuel cells, or fuel rods. These things plus 200% fuel chamber gen, and 40 megajoules each. They stack to 30. They're pretty nice. They make it so that you don't even have to use the energetic graphite anymore. Which, remember, energetic graphite even being 6.3 megajoules, it took as much energy to get to that level from coal. So the conversion from coal to energetic graphite is energy neutral. In fact, negative, I would think, if you use Mark II sorters rather than the level 1s. And they're not that great for using compared to coal for chemical power in the thermal generators. They're just not. But they do offer this plus 60% fuel chamber generation, so they charge the bot a little bit faster. It's still only the 6.3 megajoules. The thing is, they stack to 100, so they are more resource dense for energy per stack than coal is. Because we have coal here, that's 2.7 megajoules per unit and then its stack size is a little bit different than the energetic graphite. This just has more per stack in your inventory and thus in your fuel chamber. Alright, I want to take all of that stuff, and I want to take all of that stuff. Note how quickly we get stuff when it comes in at 6 per second. And that is just what's going to be here for quite some time. How much are we actually using of our power? Little over half. Little over half on our power network here. It is time to go home. It is that time. We are heading back to Iklarkrov. What is it, 3? That would be home. It's a little closer right now, just because of the way the orbital mechanics work. We spent enough time that now our home planet has gotten inherently closer to this one. They're sort of matching each other on their orbit. I think when we left, we were on the far side. Of course, the orbits are nowhere near accurate representations of timescale, but hey, we shall overcome, and we shall believe in the game. Of course, it also takes energy to brake, mind you, and to move and rotate. Here's home. Welcome home. We have arrived. Huzzah! We made it. Now what? Great question. I haven't gotten an answer to that yet. I actually don't have an answer to that yet. I haven't gotten really much past this in terms of progression on my personal save. Like, all I've really done was just automate the fuel rods, the hydrogen rods, and, well, I know what I'll do. I'll get into graphene. Yes, graphene. Because we're going to want to work towards getting into ray receivers and EM rail ejectors and solar sail stuff. This guy right down here. That's graphene, which is also going to require sulfuric acid. We also need processors, which is going to need these microcrystalline components, which is silicon. We also need these photon combiners. There's our little triangles again. There's our prisms again showing up, and electronic components there. That's actually really easy. The Graphene is particularly easy once you actually get the sulfuric acid flowing. What else am I trying to get into here? I'm gonna need a lot of chem plants for this, so I'll need to pick up the stuff to make those. Yes, these. Graphite, the magnets, oddly enough, and the turbines, which is the motors, plus more magnets, okay, magnetic coils, iron, and coils, and magnets. Iron and magnets and copper. Iron, copper, and magnets. Iron, copper, and magnets. Iron, copper, magnets, and graphite. Iron, copper, magnets, graphite. Okay? We got that? Iron, copper, magnets, graphite. For super magnetic rings. To get into other stuff, buildings. That is steel and copper. That is a beam of some description that we will get access to later, I would hope. High strength titanium alloy. Yeah, that's at yellow cubes. We don't have the ability to get yellow cubes quite yet. Yeah. Where is the yellow cube? The yellow cube is here. We'll need to queue that up as soon as I figure out what I'm missing on my queue. That one. That's necessary. Completely necessary. Graphene, the green motors, and the copper plate. Particle container. That's yellow. That's the ability to get yellow. That's gonna be lots of stuff going forward. Carbon nanotube. Literally just rolling your graphene. Yes, that's fine. That'll come eventually with yellow. That is interesting that it's not red. I need you. And I will need you. Require vertical construction level 1. Vertical construction level 1. And go ahead and get vein utilization. Vertical construction 2 adds more construction and labs. More construction and labs, more construction and more labs, and more labs, and more labs, and more labs, and more labs vertically. So we've got a lot of science to chew through before we can actually do anything regarding the Dyson Sphere. Anything of particular value regarding the Dyson Sphere, or automating our stuff for interplanetary logistics, or intraplanetary logistics. Let's leave it there. I will get a box to store my stuff. Let's place down a couple of boxes. You are that stuff, you are that stuff. I'll go ahead and throw that stuff in there as well. And we will restock. General restock. Put a huge demand on everything again. I don't really need to hold on to any additional mining machines. I could use smelters. I could use definitely those. Alright. From here, let us start getting into the graphene, shall we? As well as using hydrogen to make the fuel rods. Yes, because that's going to use our processed oil and our hydrogen. It's great. It's glorious. That'll be here. So, hydrogen fuel cells, or fuel rods, excuse me. Oh, and did you know that hydrogen is a fluid? Did you know this? Hydrogen is stored in the fluid storage container. Can be stored in the fluid storage container. It counts as a fluid. Interesting type of things. You wouldn't think of it as being fluidic. You'd think it like gas, surely, but no, this is fluid. Let's see, that will do stuff. Make me things, make me glorious things. And there we go. Hydrogen fuel rods being produced in greater than 0 quantities. That, my friends, is the top end stuff. Hydrogen fuel rods. Let's go. Top end stuff for my fuel chamber. Let's get it actually going. Because this stuff has 40 megajoule fuel value and makes it so that your chamber charges up at 200% rate. It's glorious. Now I'm going to make sure that I am as topped up as I can get, because these stack to 30 and we need 4 stacks of 30. And a few extra for our interplanetary trips to pick up more stuff. Speaking of more stuff, we need to use our oil and make more stuff. I will need a bunch of chemical plants for this. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab some of those, What else do I need for the chemical plants? The electronics. You can see how even on flight mode, I'm with thrusters, I'm not using that much energy. Or the chamber isn't going down. I'm using the energy, but the chamber's staying full. Yes, liquids and gases are stored in fluid tanks in Factorio, but in here, in this game, it is very specifically a fluid storage that shows a graphic that is very, very specifically fluids. On the graphic, it is very specifically a liquid that is white that fills up with hydrogen. Okay. What was I actually doing again? Stuff. What is 8? The Dyson Duh. These guys. Hello, these guys. Right, I was making chem plants, seeing what I still needed for all 14 of these chem plants. That's a lot of chem plants. Yes, it is. We need all of them. Every last one. So how much oil is this again? 1.52? I will also need more water pumps. Oddly enough, I don't actually think I'm gonna be using the water from up there that I tapped into that's filling a tank, because it's far more convenient to make use of more local source closer to where I'm actually doing the sulfuric acid / graphene that I want in my life. I want you. I was going to convert this over to more magnets, but oh well. Wells. Make me water pumps. 3, I think, is going to be more than plenty. Interesting. So this says that you export deuterium from the front port of the fractionator. Converts hydrogen into deuterium and less hydrogen out, I would imagine. And then you just keep looping that until eventually all you get is deuterium in the end. Adding a little bit of hydrogen and just converting all of it with that recipe through that cycle. Sort of similar to a Covarex process in Factorio, where you are trying to make your uranium-235, and you're just well, in that case, you're looping U-235. Here, you're not really looping deuterium, but you're looping the hydrogen, or the U-238, and expending some in that process. This one is a lot easier than Covarex because you don't need to start with anything. I need a splitter over here. So the process is that we're going to be doing here. Let me point out and do some math and all that good stuff. Let's get a couple of chem plants down. We need this, and we need this graphene. So this step takes in refined oil, stone ore, and water to make sulfuric acid. This step takes in sulfuric acid as well as the graphite, energized graphite, or whatever the heck, energetic graphite, and it makes graphene out of it. Okay? That makes sense so far. Now, the math begins. So, how much do we have of processed oil? Because it is 6 to 4 or 3 to 2 between how much processed oil we have to how much sulfuric acid we'll end up with. 3 to 2, which right now that is identical to the amount of crude oil that we got, because it's crude oil 1 to 1 into processed oil. 1.52 per second. Now 1.52, of course, divide by 3 times 2 on that. Divided by 3 times 2 is 1.013, repeating, but for all intents and purposes, 1 per second. Okay. 1 per second of sulfuric acid out is what we can end up with. How much would 1 per second of sulfuric acid make of graphene? Well, that recipe is 3 seconds, but the ratio is 1 to 2. So we would end up with 2 per second of graphene out. We would also need 6 machines making graphene. 3 machines, actually, to make graphene. 3. So that it's making the 2 per second and consuming the 1 sulfuric acid per second. So there we go. So we need 3 chemical plants making graphene out of this. How many chemical plants do we need making our 1 sulfuric acid per second? It's complicated. It's not a whole number value. Because this is... So basically, it would be 6 of them to do 1 per second on the processed oil. To convert 1 processed oil per second, it's 6 seconds and consuming 6. So if you multiply the number of buildings by 6, well then every second you're processing 1. We need to process 1.5. 1.52. So 9 would process 1.5. So do I deal with the extra 0.02? Nah. I mean, 1.5 over 3 times 2 is 1. So there we go. It's 1 flat, and that's effectively what we are going to need. Yeah, so 9 and 3. So we need 12 total of these chem plants. I made 2 extras. Whoopee! So, I also need 1 water per second, which is going to come out of 2 pumps because each one is 50 water per minute. And we are going to, of course, need twice that as stone. So if we're processing 1 per second of sulfuric acid, we will need 2 per second of stone ore coming in at minimum. That is very easy. It is just 1 miner making stone. And wouldn't you know it, we have stone right here. It's as if it was planned. It was not planned. But it is as if it was. Now that we are done with our planning, let's get to it. And start making our stuff. What happened to my... I want to see how much research time we've got going on here when working on this. Let me see. I must see the everything. Where is that tall building for the water? There. Doinky, doinky. There is our 1 water. Congrats, water, on existing. Alright. I will need a splitter. There we go. Enjoy the stuff. This will reduce the overall amount of hydrogen that I have available, as well as the energetic carbon that I have available. Oh yes, I also need energetic carbon. Here. Now, that is going to need 3 times as much energetic carbon as sulfur that I put in. I will need 3 per second of energetic carbon, which, as it so happens, this is a 2-to-1 ratio, so I would need 6 coal being processed into energetic carbon out of 6 smelters. So, out of 6 smelters and out of 2 miners that are doing at least 6, or that are covering at least 6. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did say that I needed more energetic carbon, right? Or energized carbon, or whatever the heck it's called. Yep, it's energetic. Let's try not to mar up this coal seep as well. It's oil seep, excuse me. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Down you go. Give me my sorters. Out you go, and it is good to have a dedicated supply for every process that you do. Just as good practice as you go along. Early game it doesn't matter as much, but as you get further and further down, try to start from as base of materials as possible and go from there, unless you really just don't care, and scale up when you need more of a thing. Only scale up when you, and yeah, only scale when you need more. If you do that, then fine, continue to do that. We're trying to think about how much stuff we're making. All right, we're trying to actually think about some numbers here. If you hadn't noticed, so that should be the 3 per second. It's actually quite convenient that it is 3 per second. That's very easy to make. 3. Let's see. I need the actual stuff here. We need 6 chem plants making sulfuric acid. That is not a good position for you. That is a better position for you. Two, 3, 4. Oh god, I can't fit 6. Whoopsies. Well, if I use splitters, I could do 3 and 3. And run a thing down the middle. And if I start it there... Oh no, I need 9. What am I thinking 6 for? I need 9! Oh. Well then. That changes everything. We're gonna go down this way. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh boy. There we go. Water is... I don't know. I don't even know anymore where I want it. Do I want it on the edge? Yes. I want it on the further end, ideally, and I would want the stone on the inside lane, as it were, and then the oh gosh, so much belt. So much belt. Don't you love it? We're using all of the belt on the planet to do this. So how are folks on this wonderful, glorious day of a Sunday? The day started here with snow that converted to rain, and now it's raining, and all of the snow is gone, whatever snow was here. It has disappeared from the face of existence. Yes, go this way, go that way, and go up. All the way to there. Glad you noticed the stream on time? Yes, I am glad too. I am glad too that folks have come to watch the stream. Oh, go away, you. You. One, down. Down it goes. And all the way up on the massive line of doom. We will need to do some shenanigans with this other belt in, but hey, we got what we got for now. And we'll need all of the sorters sorting to get inputs and power for everything as well. But it's looking nice so far. It's giving us something to do while we actually wait for the research for all of this to make use of it. And then, yeah, it is the end of the month. I have a community poll, actually. Let me provide that link if I can find my thingy. I have a poll. I have polls daily on my community tab. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been posting a picture of the kittens daily, as well as posting a poll daily. So here is a link to today's poll, which is: what have you played more of this past month? Factorio, Dyson Sphere Program, Autonauts, Genshin Impact, or Princess Connect Redive? For me, it's Genshin Impact. Always. It's all that answer these days is always going to be Genshin Impact. And this game might, I don't know. This game came out. I started playing it a little bit late in the month. It would not be number 2. I don't even know what number 2 would be at this point. Probably Factorio, then Autonauts, then Princess Connect, then Dyson Sphere Program. Maybe over the course of time. What is that last game on the list? It's a gacha game on mobile. Semi-idle type game. It's a thing, and it's far more generous than Genshin Impact is on the rates of getting characters. It is a 2.5% chance to get the rares, as opposed to 0.6% chance in Genshin Impact of getting the rares. It's a lot kinder, shall we say, and it also gives a lot of the jewel currency for free, way more than Genshin Impact does. Way more. It is far kinder from that perspective. It seems very much focused on making sure that you have a roster of characters and a lot of the like spending mechanics come in from how fast you can make the characters stronger on that game. And it has PvP, so there's that too. That pushes people to spend, to pay to win in PvP, literally paying to win in PvP on there. But my first account, my only account that I have made, I did not do any rerolls. It's a pretty cracked account, and my best rank on it on my PvP, whatever it's called, words. The grouping that I'm in right now, that I am number 160 best rank, currently 161. We'll get to that. I will continue to advance on there, but yeah, out of a size of like 15,000, okay, in the group. And the better you go, the more gems that you get daily, and every time you beat your all-time best rank, you get more gems, more jewels you get. So I get like 50 jewels a day just for being in that ranking of the 100s range, for being 160 something. Just 50 for free. That's a third of a wish a day, or a stamina refill. I use it for stamina. It's a game that gives you so many jewels that I actually feel very comfortable using stamina refills on it. And because I've got all but 5 right now of the rare 3 stars of the 2.5%, I've got all of the 2 stars and all of the 1 stars, and the extreme vast majority of the good 3 stars. It's like, why do the wishing? Why wish at this point? The only reason to wish for me is to get these materials that duplicates give you to make the existing characters higher star ratings, ascending them to be better. But yeah, besides that, there's not really much point to consider spending money on wishes in this game. Clock on the bottom right. The one that's right above, yes. The one that's above the big one on the thingy, that way. That side, yes. It is 4:05 p.m. local for me right now. Oh yes, they also bubble toil and trouble on these machines. So the very bottom time is the time of day on the planet. So the very bottom time, 8:04, it's 8:04 in the morning right now as the sun is rising on this planet in the winter zone. Okay? So we are in the winter zone. It is 8:04 and the sun is rising at 8:04. And as I move, the clock will change, I would hope. Research speed is slow. Gee. Maybe it's because I have stuff going on. I wonder, does it actually change? Does it actually change as I move across the planet? Because this just seems like a planetary time. It might be a universal planetary time. Actually, now that I'm out of stuff. Yeah, I'm thinking this is some universal planetary time. Or it's the amount of time I've played this save. Which, if I do stream 3 and I go to load the game and look at... Nope, 8:05:27. Yes, it is the amount of time that you have played the save. That's the bottom timer. I thought it had to do with, like, the time of day on the planet. No, it's how much time you've played this save, which is actually really important, good information to have to be displayed at any given period of time. To say, hey, it's been 8 hours and 5 minutes that we've been playing this save right now. And it is currently 4:08 p.m. my local time. That's actually not really nice to have. Really nice info to have. I walked right past my power. Hello, power. I will gladly take all of that. That is a lot of stuff. And it didn't even partially chew through this titanium ingot collection that I have going on here. Great. Love it. Now we'll charge up pretty quick. Oh, there's a thing without power still? Huh? Any others? Like, how the heck did the machine not get powered there? I don't know. I do not know. And like, yeah, you, how? Go, get powered. Alright, going down. That way. Note that this is all of this infrastructure here is processing one oil seep. Okay? If you just look at this infrastructure and then know, just know that it is one oil seep. It's also processing all of the oil, all of the processed oil into the sulfuric acid here. And also note that there are entire planets with oceans of sulfuric acid that I will eventually be able to tap into. Oh, it will be glorious when I can actually not have to do this at all. Okay, so now we need 3. Making graphene. I'm going to do this. I think I have enough space right here, actually. 1, 2, 3. Give me the graphene. And do that. I want to look at the other stuff that's available in this building right quick. You. Those things. Oh boy. Plastic. Plus the oil, plus the water for organic crystals. Which, the plastic is oil plus energetic stuffs. Here's my other problem. Quote-unquote problem. If we don't have science, right? If we don't have science to do, what happens to the hydrogen? Of course, we can make the hydrogen fuel cells that counts as a pretty good sink, but like, how do we convert hydrogen to something like always to something that's always being used consistently, if not use it for power, and have to consistently use the thing for power in some way? Like, there's no way to void it. Is my point. There's no way to void it outside of manually storing it in a fluid tank and removing the fluid tank when it gets full. I've got about 1/3 of my usage used right now. My potential is used. a third for the moment. And everything has currently slowed down, by the way. Everything is currently slowed down because I'm using hydrogen for this stuff. For these. I'm making these. Maybe I should limit the production of these a little bit. And, like, toss a few back in. Just to have a little bit of a buffer there. Because, I mean, I'm hydrogen locked on my stuff here. What is the research I'm doing? That's very important. These, not quite as important, but still pretty important. I'll want that queued. I'll want... Let's see, anything else sneakily hidden of that? Definitely. That. 1 movement speed, yeah, that's important. Core energy's coming up eventually. That's going to be purples. Okay, nothing else seems available at the moment. Cool. Good. For upgrades. And then that is later. That is queued. Queue is now full, but I think that's everything. So yeah, that is all of the science I can do right now. These seven that I have queued, that's it. That's all I can do until I get the yellow cubes. Which the yellow cubes, I think I saw that those are graphene, right? Hold up. Those are crystalline stuffs, which I think part of that is going to use something or other along those lines. Well, if it unlocks here, then here. Titanium crystals, which are the organic crystals plus titanium. And the diamond. Diamond's the other one? Which it's from... somewhere near here there was diamond. Here, diamond is... oh. Well, this is simple, actually. Energetic carbon or graphite into diamond. Graphite into diamond. Sure. Fine. The crystal silicon is, yeah, silicon plate into crystal. That could make accumulators for me. But, yeah, I could try to shift this to be a little sooner. I could. It's just getting the, these. Getting these. Now that's a mission. 2 plastic, a processed oil, and water. 2 plastic, a processed oil, and water. That's going to require me to tap into another source of oil and process that oil and deal with the hydrogen that oil is producing. I don't actually need to do anything with the, like, having the extra stuff that's actually processing the processed oil into additional hydrogen and energetic carbon, but I do need to deal with that hydrogen. And part of that is, well, just red science. Glorious red science. All right, well, let's finish this graphene and go from here. How much? Okay. This is actually good. I want this to be the sulfur, well, sulfuric acid. And then this is the other stuff. This stuff. that I have way up here, which is going to go this way, up, so there is a way of making things cross each other on the flat horizontal. There is actually a way to keep them separated and flat, but that just seems more like a bug to me. It seems like a bug to me. I'll be completely honest about that. It seems like a bug, and I'm not gonna use that. But it is a thing. No, I was not selecting that. Thanks. A bug just like the ability to place these two buildings next to each other by quickly placing down the other one before the first one's been placed. You know. Oh, it actually can be placed that close to each other. There's some instances with very specific things that I noticed in the last stream. I think it was 2 splitters. So I can not place that splitter there, but if I do... Now, what was it? I forget the exact circumstances. I know there was a thing last time that I tried to place a thing down that was close to another thing, but could only do it when it was a blueprint placed. 2 blueprints. / one of the items hadn't actually been placed yet to keep them that close to each other. I forget where that was. Huh. Was it here? When I was messing about with this, it might have been this. Might have been this. I think it was this. I just couldn't place one of them when the other one was actually physically placed already. It was very weird. Anyway, inserters. I mean sorters. You. Input. And, of course, we will need outputs. Probably just gonna go into a storage for now. There we go. Hello, graphene. Glorious, beautiful graphene. Made very quickly. The actual output is just insanity, by the way. This fills very fast with the graphene. Okay, next shall be what? Next item on the agenda. Shall we work towards getting these guys and the other stuff for the solar sails? I think so. Let's work on getting into our EM rail injectors, our array receivers, and all of that good stuff. Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna look at this and see that, oh, hey, we need a few things. Probably it's just I need to pick up my silicon. And the processors need copper. Okay. I apparently need to grab a bit of copper. Because I seem to not have quite enough. I also seem to not have quite enough of the hydrogen. So there's that. As well, you... What are you missing? The magnets, and you are also missing the coils, which is the magnets. Hello, magnets. The Maggie of nets. The Maggiest. Hello. Coils. The coiliest. You. We need a lot. Yeah, we need a lot of magnets. How many thingies? Lots of thingies. Where's my storage of thingies? There it is. Can I make it now? Yes. Receiving high energy rays transmitted from the Dyson Swarm or Dyson Sphere can be directly output to the grid or stored as photons in a critical state. Basic generation, 5 megawatt. Made in assembler. Okay. EM rail injector. I could also make one of you. Just right now. As is. Need more iron plate. And other stuff, I imagine. Componentry. Solar sails. That's going to need the graphene, and it's going to need the photon combiners. Let's go ahead and automate this production of the solar sails. Bear in mind that it is the EM rail injector that will launch the solar sails for us. A lot of people do this at the poles. So here's the problem with this current planet, right? With this current planet. We are in orbit around a gas giant, okay? I have not seen anyone really discuss the fact that you are freaking blocked by the gas giant part of the time. Right? So your little dude's firing your stuff, your solar sails, they're gonna get blocked by the gas giant most of the time, like a good third of this orbit. Okay? Not really a third, but yeah, you get the point. Anytime that the gas giant is occluding the sun, you're not gonna be able to fire the solar sails at the sun because the giant's in the way. And you have to consider that you always need a clear line of sight to get to the sun. This is ideal at the poles, more ideal at the poles than where I am currently standing equatorially. Just because during the day it can fire. If it's nighttime, well, by definition, if it's nighttime, you're not going to have as great of angles either, depending on how you've built those ejectors, if it's polar night. Some planets are so inclined. This one's not actually all that inclined. It's only 12 minutes inclined. So we're going to get about half at a time being able to have a clear shot at the sun. There are very inclined planets where there will be extended periods of time where you are dark and not in the line for the sun. So you need to keep all of these things, all these orbital mechanics types things in mind when doing all of this. So we're just going to place the thing and it'll send it off when it can, and it doesn't truly matter where we put it. Okay? That's my ultimate, like, my final conclusion here. It doesn't matter where we put the stupid thingies ejecting the thing, because no matter what, you're screwed. No matter what, you're screwed. Unless you have a tidally locked planet, in which case then it's trivial. Then you just put it on the day side of the planet, and you can always launch towards the sun. Your solar sails and any other Dyson Sphere part. In fact, where does it ever say that you need to make a Dyson Sphere at this star? Right? This is where you start the game. Yes. Do you actually need to make a Dyson Sphere at this star? Which, by the way, we are currently being occluded by the thing, and yet there is daytime. Hold up. Game, are you really that bad? Yes, you are. Okay. So apparently, the light shining can shine through the gas giant. Now we know these things. Apparently, the game has not taken into consideration that, oh, the light is just coming over the horizon. Okay. Just coming over the gas giant. Apparently, the game does not actually, simulate the shadow of the gas giant. Yet. I do hope that that is on the to-do list for the developers, because it seems like they have designed it so that every new game starts on a moon of a gas giant. It would be very, very important, because I would not like to see my little dude shooting at the star through the gas giant. Right? Could we not have it shooting through the gas giant? Please. Please, God. Let us not have that be a thing that we find out is a thing. That would be sad. So, you, solar sails. And you. These doohickeys right here. Those are prisms and circuit boards. Prisms are made out of glass. That can be prisms. Prisms, do I really care about ratios? 2 prisms every 3 seconds. 2 prisms every 2 seconds, so it's enough. And that's all that really matters there. This needs circuits, this needs glass, this needs graphene. The graphene is gonna come in. I guess I'll just offload it from here onto a belt line that's going straight across. And I'll just jump over it. Come on, there you go. Offload the graphene. Unload the graphene. Up. Do that. Do that, or whatever. Don't really know how far I want these things. Where I'm even going to get these things brought in from. You there. Well, there's my glass. And then the electronics are... Where? Way back here. Huh. I don't actually continue the electronics. Interesting. I need a splitter. That type of splitter. It's too close. Again, there's some minor wonkiness on the hitboxes. On the just yeah. I can't do a right angle from you. You need to be one of... You need to be one of these, but... Oh my god, the... Here. There. Stay elevated. Why are you... hello? Like, why are you trying to go out a different port that's already occupied? It shouldn't try to go out of a occupied port. That's ever so slightly not intelligent. I need to go a little bit more, and then down. Hello, and welcome to the last half hour or so of the stream today. I am currently in the process of making solar sails. That is what I am doing right now. We have obtained a greater than 0 amount of titanium and silicon. So now we're going to start doing our mission, I guess. Get rid of all this. Hey, we have that thing now. Cool. What spot do I need you to come down? I want you... here. That's the one. Yes, that is fine. And then the other one is what now? I have already forgotten. Glass. Glass is the other. Let's see. How can I deal with the glass? I need a splitter. Oh. I don't have foundations. So what I really needed to do was that and that. That'll connect there, and then this will be the elevated. All the way to there. You've seen I played Pyblock. You're getting steam at 60 degrees. Can that be used for anything, or is it just waste? It is mostly waste. There should be a way to cool it to water in cooling towers, but I just don't use it. I get rid of it. You can get rid of it by cooling it and voiding it, if you so desire. Or reuse it as water. I don't like having any byproducts, but yeah, 60 degree steam isn't used for all that much. There are a few things with Pyblock early that are not temperature dependent, as far as I'm aware. Yes, the tailings pond will void steam. That is true. Although you have to be careful with the tailings pond because you cannot have a nanobot place the tailings pond. It voids by script that does not get assigned to the tailings pond if placed by a nanobot. Just one of those things folks must watch out for. Those little quirks if you use the nanobots mod. The tailings pond voids all gases, including steam, if it has been placed manually. Yes, I assume they play with nanobots. I assume everyone plays with nanobots, so let's make that clear. I always need to make the caveat, if you are playing with nanobots, you need to be very careful, because there are sometimes, especially with the Pi Suite, there are several buildings that have scripts on build or on place that don't activate when nanobots place the things. F. Give me E. E. Give me my thingy! I have a gun! A gigantanormous gun. This gigantanormous gun.
An EM rail ejector. You have taken the first step to build the Dyson Sphere. Now you can use it to send solar sails into space for forming the Dyson Swarm. Each EM rail ejector requires to set up...
It's a rail ejector. It's a literal rail gun for throwing
use copy and paste to set orbits.
The solar sails out into the majesty of space.
Dyson Sphere button in the lower left corner of the screen to
Yeah, it's a thing. Push Y, actually.
However you want.
Too close to the rail injector, huh? There we go. Alright, you are orbit whatever. So orbit 1, if we push Y. Here's our star. Dyson Sphere Eklarkrov. Dyson Sphere Eklarkrov. I'm getting the impression that we could have Dyson Sphere insert star as well in other stars as grand scheme. But Sphere 1 of the solar sails is equatorial and flat. It's just that's just the thingy, and it goes in the specific direction of this way. It's going counterclockwise, it seems. That's what it looks like to me. Just saying, it could be that this is the head and it's traveling in this direction, or it could be that it's traveling in this direction. I'm pretty sure that it's this way. That it's this way. You can add additional orbits. And you have complete control over this. The orbital radius can be huge or small. You can make it inclined any which way you want. So say we want it to actually go in the opposite direction and have it be a little bit inclined, and we can change the point of the ascending node. Okay, the longitude of the ascending node, this is basically going to rotate it like so around the area. Apparently I got a tech as well. Yes, the ascending node. The longitude of the ascending node. And therefore also the longitude of the descending node, but hey, there you go. So the ascending node, in this case, as we go through, that would be this side. Longitude of this side is the ascending node here, because we are descending and then ascending. Descending, ascending. We are ascending here and we are descending here. But that's in relation to the defined equatorial of the star and all that. Does the game display the value? Yes, the game displays all these values. I'm just hiding it. The game displays these values right here. And here for the orbital inclination and such. You can define whatever you want as these values. These are, you can type in numbers on these. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat indeed. I'm gonna have something polar. Semi-polar. Now, this is very easy for polar ejection. In fact, what I want is... yeah, so the orbit on the base one seems to be kind of... let's see, what I'm trying to think, because remember, you are also orbiting around the star. And you are orbiting around the gas giant, but you are orbiting around the star. So at different times of the year, it will be better for specific thingies to launch the solar sails into different orbital inclinations as well as different orbits around the sun. But ideally, you would want to match the direction of the orbit with your rotation, I would think. We're just gonna have something a little bit polar here. Ideally one that from our northern hemisphere position. I'm assuming we're in the northern hemisphere. Actually, you know what? I want two of these. I want one where we are able to launch no matter what. We'll go a little bit like this. This one is ascending, descending, ascending, descending. So if I'm over here, it'll try to shoot them down here on this one, which is why we should rotate. But if we rotate, some of the time it'll try to shoot it up, sometimes shoot it down. Or is this the first? No, this is a new orbit. This would be a new orbit that we create, and we can change the radius and all of that sort of stuff. It's good to always maintain something, I would say, that is equatorial, pure equatorial. That's pretty much a go-to for equatorial launch shooting. Otherwise, you can add basically as many as you want into the mix. That actually looks like a complete 90 degree. I like that. Yes. I like that. Okay. Ha! And when you do this, you can tell the game to pause up on the top right corner as you are making different orbits. Oh my goodness. And there's shells to the Dyson Sphere? Oh, I need to actually edit. Oh. So two of those would be in the shell of the first layer. You can, like, make plans in here? Jeez. We're gonna delete those. We're gonna add, and we're gonna increase the orbit radius a bit, and we're gonna add again, and do that, and we're just gonna let the game tell us what it wants to do. There. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be something we could launch to at any given time out of all this.
You have unlocked the vertical construction technology.
Let's see, can we launch at 0 or at 1?
And storage tank. You can
We are
try
at
to
the
build
pitch
it
limit for
vertically
1.
to make
How
more
about
efficient
2?
use of space.
3, 4, 5. Time of day issue. We just got over the horizon. But that's fine. Once we... It'll flip around once the time of day matches. Once we start making our way around back to daylight. Because as it turns out, this planet is going from left to right, and it seems to be going that same direction this way. Around the planet. So there's a camera mode called following. It is following the orbit, so you can see that we're going this way down here, and when we are in the map view, it also is following. We can see that we are rotating towards the right here, and now we flipped, and we are at a pitch limit now. How about for 2, 3, 4, and 5? Okay, we're still at that pitch limit. Who's got the lower angle? No one. Actually, some of those later ones have a better angle initially. But we're gonna go ahead and keep it at 1 for now. We'll start with our equatorial one. Now, just one of these things is gonna be real slow. Just one of these things is gonna be real slow once it does start shooting into the sky above me. I would think with these things, perhaps one of the more ideal situations is to have a ring of them as equatorial as possible, I would imagine. And that way they're not all going to be able to fire at the same time. The only time you're going to have them all able to fire at the same time would be if you have a tidally locked planet. That's the only way they're all going to be able to fire, is if they're always facing the sun. There's going to be times of year at the poles for some planets that will be okay. You are still at a pitch limit. Now you're okay. Now we're firing. It's launching. Let's have a look at this. You can see them as they go, and they go into place there. Look at that. It has begun. It has begun. Note, however, that each rail ejector is 1.2 megawatts of power. Each. That's firing currently. Just keep this in mind, please. So that when we place down a ray receiver, which granted, yeah. Oh hey, we've got tech. Thank you. That the ray receiver needs to be receiving energy at pretty much all times. Note that this guy...
We built a ray receiver, which can receive the high energy rays transmitted from the Dyson Sphere and directly input them to the power grid. However, caused by the ray receiving efficiency, the ray receiver's requested power will be
Yes. You need to be continuously receiving to use this guy. And remember what I said about planets are rotating and going around the sun at the same time and at an angle a lot of the time. The only type of planet that will have a continuous receiving at all times are tidally locked planets. They're the only ones that will always be facing the sun at a specific point, where any one point on the planet will always be facing the sun. There will be times of the year on inclined planets where a pole will have a very long period of continuously pointing at the sun. But then there will be an equally long period where it will not be facing the sun. Okay? That's one of the things that other people who have been making content of this game don't really seem to realize. They're like, oh, we're built on the poles! We'll have a great angle for shooting things out at the poles, and we'll be able to get our ray receiver receiving all the time at the poles. No. Not when your planet isn't tidally locked. You're not gonna have that as a thing. It's gonna spend an equal amount of time in the orbit around the sun in darkness as it is in light. Like, people are dumb. It's just, honestly, people are dumb. They don't realize that. There is no point. There is not as much point. Now, you can launch into very specific orbits, better orbits around the sun from certain latitudes on the planet. This much is true. It is easier to launch to different orbits from different points on the planet. That is fine when launching. So building your launchers on a pole, okay. Okay, it's okay. If you have a specific orbit that will require you to be polar, fine. That's fine. It gives you a better option to get into the polar orbits around the sun with your arrays. I'm not going to get that much into it for right now, when we are just beginning to do this. And you probably noticed that, yeah, this doesn't really give us that much power right now. Right now, it doesn't give us that much power. In fact, it doesn't really even cover the cost of the EM rail ejector. All right? So before you go all out into wanting to launch and do your solar sail grid and have all your solar sails, they only last half an hour each. Okay, they have a time limit associated with them before they disappear. And the strength of the grid isn't actually that particularly great when you compare the cost of the power that it takes to do the ejection of the solar sails in the first place, and how well you are able to receive that on a rotating planet. Yes, one of them, if you have one on each pole, would be receiving at all times, but each one also apparently gives you more power the longer they are continuously receiving, so there's no... You can't then count on both of them being continuously receiving together at all times. There will be specific... It will fluctuate how much power you get out of these based on if you're at a time of the year where it's transitioning to shorter days. I know over time it averages. Yes, over time it would all average to a very specific value, but there's going to be these times of year where things are going to be a little bit lower, and times where it'll be a little bit higher, and it will average over that. The thing about designing a base is that you want to make sure that you have a stable set value of power at all times when you are designing. You don't want a situation where you end up not producing enough power to power your base for a period of time and causing a death spiral by doing that. That's my point. Yes, you could place them on both poles. This is the same argument with placing solar panels around the entire equator. Half aren't gonna be operating if your planet is not tidally locked. Is it worth spending all of those resources to build twice the number of solar panels that are actually going to be active at a time? Not really, no. It's stupid. Is stupid. Yeah, you could cover both poles with solar panels and have the exact same thing happen as the equatorial build. If you build a ring of solar panels around the equator, it's exactly the same as putting as many solar panels on covering each pole. It actually just, half of them are active, half of them are not at any given time. No matter what you do, if you're building all the way around. I have very specifically, like, tried to maintain, like, I don't like building with solar panels and accumulators. I don't like doing that in Factorio. Have I done it as a means to getting a consistent supply of power by using it to power my power that is consistent? And you have to make sure that the baseline minimum, that the amount that you make is enough to cover everything. Like, so in Factorio, I would make solar, I would do solar power in order to power the mining of the resources, or the production of the resources that can be used in more efficient forms of power generation. That is a very good way to use the consistent source of power, so that way when your base is using all of the more efficient form of power, you aren't gonna... it's not gonna die, because it's powered on its own separate grid. I wish this game had that, by the way. The ability to isolate grids. Regardless, though, we've spent all this time talking. We are, in fact, at 5 o'clock, the end of the stream for the day today. We have begun launching stuff for the Dyson Sphere. It's pretty wonderful. And in fact, we now also have the wonderful things unlocked to get us into... at least I think I have unlocked the upgraded conveyor belts and upgraded sorters. And have I unlocked the interplanetary things? I have not. Where is that? Huh? Intraplanetary things, excuse me. Tex? You. That. Thanks. We're gonna get that. I would like to be able to reorder the techs. We're gonna work on the intraplanetary logistics here with the planetary logistics station around its own planet with the logistics drones. These need thrusters, CPUs, and plates, and these I'll just make myself. I want those. I want them. I want them a lot. We'll get that one next, and then... I don't know, from there. Stuff, things. Gloriousness. Upgrades. Energy circuit. Command and control. Thingy. Frames. I think that just about covers everything. I've got my vertical construction too now, so I can actually stack more stuff. I can do 4 more lab layers. Hold up. We can do stacks of 7 labs at a time. Like, seriously? You're inserter blocked at that point, right? Surely. Regardless, though, it is that time to end off the stream here after all of that interesting discussion. I'm sure some more intelligent people than me will try to argue other aspects with me, but hey, it's gonna happen no matter what, maybe. And also, everything is limited by the mechanics of the game as they currently exist, just to make that point as well. Some actual mechanics, like actual orbital mechanics stuff, may not actually be implemented into the game. Like, clearly, the light isn't being blocked by our gas giant here. The sun still shines through the gas giant, even though it's in the way. That type of thing. So maybe there's things that aren't actually accurately simulated at this point, and some of the things that I have mentioned aren't a factor in the game yet. But you never know, maybe at some point. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Show, but if you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. You can, of course, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell, become a member of the channel by clicking on the great big blue join button, as well as support on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat. If you are so inclined and able, Ollie is here and stretching to say goodbye to everyone. Say goodbye, Ollie. Say goodbye. Mwah. Say goodbye. Yes, you want my lap. Say goodbye. I will see you all on the next one tomorrow.